Hi everyone, it is Brenda here for Stamplicity and welcome to What's Up Wednesday. All right, this evening we are going to pay tribute to our dads this Wednesday since it's Father's Day on Sunday, and I thought what better way than to create with the Spellbinders classic car series. I don't believe that's the right name for this collection, but that's what I'm naming it. All right. So this is a collection that had a variety of kind of vintage cars. All right. So we had the timeless truck, the classic car, and then there was also a muscle car, but unfortunately, we were sold out on that. So I don't have that to create with, but that's okay. So we're going to do these tonight. I'm going to show you how to put these together and make some quick and easy cards with them. I also grabbed the speedometer from this set, and we'll make a card with that as well. And then there is this lovely cruising by sentiments. This is a stamp and die set, so you're going to get your 4x6 stamp set, and then the coordinating dies to cut them out. All right. So we're going to play around with these. We're going to mix and match it with some of the elements from Rust and Revs for 49 in Market, and Wanderlust as well. I think just a few components of papers and such from that. So hello everyone. So that's where we're going to go this evening, and just create some kind of masculine cards. All right. So I've been itching to do this collection for a while, and so tonight's the night. So I've already taken the liberty of die cutting everything. Now I am not going to lie. The speedometer is going to be the easiest one to put together. Really easy to do. These two dies here. Now there's a lot of pieces. I'm not going to lie. There are a lot of pieces, but Spellbinders has made it in such a way that it makes it easy to piece them together. And once you do your first one, you're going to understand how it goes together, and it shouldn't be so difficult. So wish me luck, everyone, as we do this. It shouldn't be that difficult. I hope not, anyways. So good evening, everyone. All right. So like I said, we're going to start with the speedometer. So I'm going to flip this around. You can see the speedometer is a much easier die to not only die cut out because there are larger elements, but to put it together is going to be really easy. So whenever I have a Spellbinders die, I normally will put it on a magnet sheet right away, and then I keep this piece here because it really does a nice image of what it looks like when it's all together. All right. So I'm going to leave that there just to give me a reference on how to do this. So now I cut colors that were very similar to the package, because I really like that little hint of teal on there. So that's what I did. So, all right. So the outer one I cut in a dark gray, and then the inner one I did in black. We also did another inner one without the inset, in a light teal, and that's going to back up on there. When you do that, you are going to make sure that you have all your little innards out. All right, so there is that. And this is going to glue on quite nicely there to make your little speedometer numbers. All right, so I'm going to glue that together. All right, like I said, this is going to be the easiest one to put together. So, and you could change the numbers or the whatever the color you want the numbers to be. This background one, I mean, every car is a little bit different. I just chose teal because, well, I'm using teal, so I just chose a lighter teal. But it would look very cool with yellow behind there, with red behind there. You know, whatever you'd like to do. So there's that. All right, so this piece then is going to get layered onto the outer round piece. All right, so we'll do that. And I'm going to do everything flat for this. All right, so we're just going to center that on. All right, so there we go. All right, then we have the other little pieces. So then we have the little speedometer needle. All right, so there is that. And I'm just going to flip this around, and you can decide where you want it in terms of the speed. And this is going to go right in the center of this. So I'm just going to glue this down No, I think I'm going to put a pop dot behind it. I'm going to put a pop dot behind that little circle just to raise it up a little bit. It'll give some shadowing and some dimension. All right. So I just put a little foam square behind that. And now we're going to get this in the center. Oop, in the center. All right, that looks, yeah, we're gonna do 65, everyone, 65. All right, and then this here is the little cover for the speedometer. So I'm just gonna glue that on. All right, so there is that. All right, then we have this little piece here. This little piece here is going to go kind of underneath the numbers there. So you can see that the numbers only go a certain way. There's none on the bottom here. So this is going to layer just underneath the numbers. So you want to just make sure you get this straight on. Oh, I'm sorry, Isabel. Otherwise, I could go and let you in, but I'm not sure how that's going to affect my feed. So you're gonna have to wait. So you're here watching me now. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this, and I think I'm gonna pop this up with some foam adhesive as well. That's funny. Yeah, but unfortunately, Michelle and I are both on this evening. She's in a private group doing a class, a live class, and I'm doing my live. So it was just the way our schedules worked out this evening. I actually thought she was going live last night, but I was all mixed up. All right, so we're going to put this on. All right, so I've got that on straight. Now we've got this kind of classic speedometer. It's looking great, isn't it? Like that's an easy masculine card. Oh, you know what I forgot? Oh my gosh, I forgot a piece on here. Oh, I forgot the center. Oh my goodness, now I'm gonna rip this apart. This is what happens, guys. And I'm gonna just show you. You know, when you have to take something off with foam adhesives, you want to pull to the center of the foam adhesive and then switch it around and pull to the other side, center of the adhesive. Otherwise, you're going to rip the paper just like I did there. All right, so again, I'm going to do this because I forgot to put the center dial in. All right. So we're going to get this. This piece goes in there. And I was wondering why there was no reference point for the center there. Because everything's got like a little debossed line on there, which is awesome. This makes it easy placement. So you can see on this piece now, it's going to make really easy to put that speedometer piece. I got to get a new foam square. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So now this piece, I'm going to be able to center on there nicely and get perfect placement on that. So all right, so there's that. We're going to take this piece back again, and I'm going to stick this on. I'm going to stick a little bit of glue. I think my foam adhesives will be okay. All right, we'll stick this back on, and no one will know, except for everyone that's watching. That's what happened. All right, so down we go. Okay, all fixed. That looks so much better, doesn't it? There we go. So there's that. All right, then it comes with this piece. Now you could leave it as is, but then this little piece came with it as well. And I'm going to put that on because then we can put our little sentiment on there. And the sentiment, there's lots of sentiments in the set itself, the cruising by sentiments. So I chose another year in the fast lane, and we'll make this into a birthday card. All right, so let's get this guy on. All right, so this again is going to just get layered on. Now, they have it lined up right to the top of this little silver piece. I think I'm going to drop it down. I want a little silver there on the top, so I'm just going to center it left to right. And I'm just going to use the guidelines on here to get it straight. All right, I think I got it. Nope, it switched on me because it's a slippery surface. All right, so there is that. And then I'm going to grab my little sentiment here, another year in a fast lane, and I'm going to pop this up. There's lots of dimension on this one. Do you need to have this much dimension? No, but I do like all that dimension. All right, so there is the speedometer. That one is the easy one, everyone. I will tell you, and I still messed it up. All right, so let me get this on. I didn't put that foam adhesive very straight because it's hanging off the edge. Okay. And I'm committing. And there we go. All right, so there is a speedometer. Now, how can we make this even better? All right, so I always like the little things to really enhance a die cut, a stamped image. So I'm going to grab my, I think I'm going to grab my glossy accents. Although I don't see it here. Where, oh, where? There it is. Okay. So glossy accents. Normally I use glazing glue, but I'm not quite sure where my glazing glue is right now. So glazing glue is the Spellbinders brand. That's the one I do prefer. I find you don't get no bubbles with that one. Glossy accents is a good comparison. However, I find you get a few air bubbles sometimes when you put it on, but you can pop it with a little the end of your tweezers or a little craft pick. But this is meant, if you're not familiar with this product, it's meant to make things glossy. It also works as an adhesive as well. And it's a very strong adhesive, but I will normally use it to make things shiny. All right, so I'm going to do it on our little arm here, our speedometer arm. I'm going to put a nice puddle of it, as I say. All right, so basically this one here, I'm just going to use a nozzle and I'm going to dispense, and I'm not being stingy about it. I don't know if the camera can pick up on that. All right, you want to have a nice coating of it, and basically this product will kind of level itself out, and it will dry glossy, and you just have to let it be. So okay, so I have an air bubble in there now. I don't know if you can see that. um, so I just go in now and then it just levels itself out. All right. So, oopsie. So this does dry glossy. All right. So there is that. Now I think I'm also going to add a layer of glossy around on that darker gray on the outside too. So when I do this, again, you want to dispense quite the puddle on there. It will go on cloudy. All right. And then you just leave it be. Don't play around with it. And you're going to put it somewhere safe so you don't stick anything in it, because it will take some time to dry. All right. And especially when you're putting a nice thick coating on there like I am, this is going to take at least probably 45 minutes to dry. Maybe not that long, maybe half an hour. But I always give it extra time. And never ever, when you're testing something, stick your finger in it. Like, go to test it, because then you're going to leave a fingerprint if it's still wet. Ask me how I know that. I've done it many times. All right. So this is just going to add a little bit of shine to our speedometer, make it a little bit more special. All right. So I'm just going to do it down here too, like it's continued around. So I'm just using my nozzle to kind of push it underneath, because we popped that up with foam adhesive. And I'm going to bring this up to the camera very carefully just to show you that glossy accents on there. All right, so there it is. You can see that it's very cloudy, and when that dries, it will be crystal clear, but it's going to have that lovely dimension on there. All right, and it's just going to really accentuate some of the elements on our speedometer. All right, so there's that. All right, so I'm going to put this somewhere safe so I do not put my fingers in it and it can dry. And when you put it somewhere safe, make sure it's laying flat, because it's still, the glossy accents is a liquid. All right. And if you have it at an angle, it will start sloping down. All right. It will start dripping. So, all right. That one is safe. Okay, so what will happen with that is I will then mount it on a card, and then I'll show you tomorrow what my finished project was that with that card. All right, so that's the speedometer. Like I said, that's the easy one. All right, Glenna just jumped in. Hi, Glenna. And so there are, I guess I'm gonna take this die out and just kind of go through. All right. So to cut this one, this is your outer edge. All right. The large circle. And then you have an inner circle, and then you have the speedometer inset. All right. So to cut the round piece that has the numbers in it, you are going to need both of these. All right. So you're going to cut those together. And then to make the numbers colored, I just then use this outer one here, all right, or not the outer one, but the inner one, but the plain circle, and cut it whatever, out of whatever color cardstock you want those numbers to be, all right? So in my case, I used light teal, but you could put silver behind there. Yellow would really stick out against whatever color speedometer if you did black. Red would be awesome as well, all right? So that's how that was created. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so that is the speedometer. All right, now let's move on to, which one do I want to do first? I don't know which one's more complicated. Let's see. All right, let's do the vintage truck, the timeless truck. Now I'm doing this in teal. And there's a reason for this. I was going to do it in red. That would be the first choice that everyone does the vintage truck. But we're going to do it in teal because my dad used to have a teal truck like this. Believe it or not. As I was growing up, he had this. So I just thought I would do this in teal. All right, so when you cut out the base piece, now again, there are lots of die cuts on here, but when you cut out the first big piece there, this is going to be your base. You can see all the debossed pieces in there and the lines, which makes it really easy to make the truck itself. With all the little die cuts, you're going to be able to put them in. All right, so Spellbinders has made it really simple to help you align things, so it doesn't make it so complicated. I know a lot of people, when they first saw this die or this collection of dies, they're like, oh my goodness. I'm like, no, it's not really that bad. Because of those debossed little pieces and lines, you're going to be able to match up those pieces nicely. All right, so it's not as hard as you think. All right, so all right, now whenever I put this together, I always save my packaging. I always save the cardboard piece. Like I said, I usually take my dies and put them on a magnet sheet, and then I take this piece and make sure it's on the back of my magnet, so I always have that reference picture. So let's put this guy together. So, all right, so this little piece here, this is going to go on the back, all right? And let's flip it around the... How is this supposed to go on now? Oh my goodness. Okay, it is right. I had it right. All right, so there we go. So this is going to be like the inside of the truck, all right? So it looks weird, okay? But it's giving that dimension. So that's going to be the back window here on there, and then that's the front window. So as you can see, it gave me a little grief because I'm like, that doesn't line up, but it's not supposed to because it's the back window, all right? It's making it more almost like 3D, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and stick that on, and everything gets lined up, all right? So just line up your corners to the corners, and you'll get that perfect shading. All right, so there is that. Okay, so then I'm going to go to the inside where the seats are. All right, so actually, you know what, I should not put this piece on because I should put this seat on first, and then I got to put the steering wheel. Oh my goodness. All right, so you're going to learn from me, guys. This is my first time doing this, so bear with me. Let's get the steering wheel on. We need to get that in. All right, this little piece here is a steering wheel. Looks like a little set of headphones. So they put two little circular dots. That's where you're going to put your adhesive, and then that is going to stick behind right here on the driver's side. Okay, now this piece here. All right, so nope, I had it right. And I think if we put this on, let me get this on here again. No, I have to put this on first. I knew it. All right, so this is going to get just positioned behind there. So we had to put the inner pieces in first before we actually put the back window on. So, all right, so this is going to get lined up like so. Okay, now I'm going to put that back window on. All right. I think we're good now. I should double check. No, I have to put the mirror on. Oh my goodness, all these little inside pieces. Okay, I love the fact that look at the little mirror. Oh my gosh, like super cute. Again, they put a little dot so you have something to glue on. So this is going to hang. Okay, there's the mirror. Okay, do I have all the inside pieces now? I think I'm good now. All right, so let's get this that first piece I put on. And again, this just lines up perfectly with the corners of the truck, the cab. So there we go. Where now it's got some dimension to it. All right. So we've got the little rear view mirror, we've got the steering wheel in there, and we've got the seats in there. All right. Okay. All right. There we go. So okay, now we're going to move on to the outside now. So where should we start, guys? All right, let's move on to the base or the back of the truck. There are just two little components here, and they are little, they're tiny. I'm not going to lie. Look how tiny this is. So it's really important that you have a fine line glue pen for this to make it. But again, the little indentations for this are right there. So I have no problem lining that up. All right, and finding the spot. And then we've got this little piece here. This is for the bed of the truck. All right, so it's just giving it some shading and such and some dimensions. So it's, Spellbinders does a really good job of doing that kind of little detail and to make it more realistic. All right, so there we go. All right. I'm checking. Are you making a vehicle where headlights light up with? No, Sherry, I'm not that ambitious tonight. But that would be great. That would really, really be cool. Where are you when I'm in for my planning stages? That would have been really cool. But I do not have, or do I have? Oh, Sherry. All right, what do I got here? You know what? I might be able to do this. I've never worked with these before, all right? But these ones here, um, these are the easy lights, all right? So this one has 3 lights attached to it. Okay, so I might do it, Sherry. Okay, I might do it. All right, but let me get it together. You and your ideas. Man, you always keep me on my toes. But that is a great idea. Never thought of that. So, all right, so maybe I might do that tonight. Isabella says, would love to see teal colored cars out. I have a teal colored Jeep. Does that make a does it count? I do. I have a dark teal Jeep. So I have one. Maybe not as light. Not as light. I don't see colors this colored nowadays, but I do have a teal colored Jeep. Okay, back to my little vintage truck here. All right, we got the running boards here. And again, it's easy to put together because you just follow the lines. All right, so we're going to put that there. All right. And again, you can have some fun with colors. All right. I did everything in kind of teals and silvers, but I could have made those running boards black. I could have made those running boards in a silver for like chrome ones. Again, have some fun with it. All right. Now, the grill on the front. All right. The grill on the front has 2 dies. It's going to have the base die. So we're going to put that one down first, and then it's got the chrome overlay. All right. So again, you're just going to follow and fit everything in amongst the little deboss lines there, um, which makes it so much easier. I got to say, thank you, Spellbinders, for just doing that because it just makes life so much easier. All right, this is going to get flipped around. And now this is going to just get positioned on there. All right, make sure everything is stuck down there. All right, so it's starting to look like a truck now. We've got the front bumper that's going to go on next, and that's just going to go under the grill there. And again, everything lines up perfectly. So this paper just wants to slip around. All right. Okay, bumper is on. All right, what else we got here? Let's do the wheels next. All right. Um, so I always like to dry fit things in because these are not perfectly circular wheels, but again, there are lines on there that's going to make it just to line up. So you just have to get the angle, dry fit it first, so you know exactly where you're going to put it, and then put your glue on. All right. Oops, I should do what I just said, right? Dry fit first. I might have to just give this card to my dad for Father's Day. Um, all right, so there's the wheels, and then we have the wheel, the insides of the wheels. So again, dry fit it to get it the right way. I think I had it right the right first way. Yep. All right, and then we have this one here. This one looks so much smaller, but it fits. All right. Look, it's starting to come together. Look how awesome that is. I love that. Flames, that would be great. That would be very cool. All right, so let's continue on. All right, so then we're gonna have our little inside of the wheels here. And this we did in the silver, and they just fit right in. Again, really easy once you have the picture in front of you. And once you do one, it's gonna make it so much easier to do. All right, I don't know which one it is. I need to look at which one was connected to that one. All right. Oh, I think it's this one. That's the one I was looking for. I was like, the other one seemed too small. So this one was flipped upside down. All right. Okay, so there is that. Now we have the lights that we have to deal with. Right now, um, this one is not going to have light sherry. I might do the classic car with the lights. I think it'll be a little bit easier to do. So we're not going to do lights on this one. So we're just going to go ahead and put the little cardstock lights on here. All right, so I don't know. Yeah, did I? Okay, these little pieces are getting pretty small. So you got to make sure you have a good set of tweezers. Um, all right, and now we're going to just put the headlights on, which I just cut out of white. You could actually color these in, a pale yellow if you wanted to. I think I need to bring my jewel picker upper now. Okay, now we have this piece here. Where does this piece go? I don't know, but we're going to do the little door handle. No, this is you know what? I think I have something. I'm missing my little mirrors here. This one goes over here. I don't know where my other one is. This one goes this way. All right, so this is the little mirror for this is driver's side. And I have, oh, there it is. It's upside down. See? Very deceiving. All right, so let's get glue on this one. This is the little mirror. And again, there's a little area where that fits in. All right, and then we have the door handle. And the door handle, I'm just going to put a spot of glue where it's supposed to go, and I'm going to pick it up with my jewel picker because it is quite tiny. And then I'm just going to place it. And then just slide it in. Oh my gosh, look how darn cute that is. Oop, my little mirror on the driver's side came off. Excess glue, I think. All right, I just don't know where this piece goes. Da-da. I don't see it on here. Anyone? Anyone? All right, let's see if it fits anywhere. I don't see any little indentation for it, so. All right, now I'm going to have to go on the Spellbinders website because they should have a little PDF on this as well. I just don't know where this piece is. I think on the grill, she says. Oh, you know what? You're right. It's part of the bumper. It's just another layer on the bumper. Thank you, Isabella. Yep, I see it now. It goes right here. And it's just another layer on there to create that dimension. All right. All right, guys. I survived the timeless truck. Not bad for my very first one. Look how awesome that is. I love it. So I have some papers here from Rust and Revs and Wanderlust Explorer. But I think I will do that off a camera and I'll play around with that if I have time. I want to get to the classic car, but that turned out pretty awesome. So things that you can do to accentuate this, again, you could use glossy accents on the lights. You could also use, and I think Sherry had mentioned that, Nuvo drops as well, or stickles to make those lights shine. You could have some fun and put glossy accents over the whole truck. It's a little overkill, but it would make it really shiny and glossy, which would be really cool. But how fun is that? I love it. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see my dad's reaction to this. I think that will be really, really cool to do a card for Father's Day for him. So I did do a happy Father's Day for this one. So we might come back to me putting it on a card. Let's see where our classic car gets us. All right, so that is that. Okay, that we survived, everyone. We survived. Okay, classic car. Classic car I did in teal as well. I teal theme going on here. And I think we'll try to do the lights on this one, Sherry. Let's do it. Let's experiment on there. Okay, so classic car. All right. Again, those bright colors would look lovely. This would be great in a bright yellow or a baby blue. It would be awesome. But I did it in teal. All right, so let's put this baby together. And so first I'm going to start on the inside stuff. I'm going to move this so I can see it. We're going to find the little rear view mirror. All right, again, refer to the picture. All right, so this is a little rear view mirror. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue there. And then we will stick it right about there. All right. The mirror is on. All right. Then we are going to put the steering wheel on. See, I learned from my last one. Get all the inside pieces in first before you put the interior of the car. All right. So let's put this on. I think I put the rear view mirror just a little too, I got to move that over. Referring to the pit. Well, maybe my rear view mirror is okay. I have that really pushed. I guess that's where, right about there. All right. Steering wheel on. I think my rear view mirror is okay. Okay, those are all the inside pieces. So now I can take, this is the interior. All right, so that's going to put the back window in there. All right, so we're going to just line that up. All right, so just like so. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Okay. So we have the interior of the car on. Okay. And now this is the top of the car now, all right, which I just did it in white. I probably should have done that in a light gray, but we did it in white. So I'm just going to layer that on top, and I think I'm okay to layer this. And like I said, everything just matches up just beautifully. All right, so it makes it really easy to put together. This is my first time doing this one, so I'm just following the picture. But there we go. It's coming together, everyone. It's coming together. Okay, next, let's go ahead and put I've got a little bit of a chrome detail on the back here, which is that little triangle. I already put the door handle on because I was so afraid I was going to lose that piece. So the door handle I glued on right away. I cheated. Not gonna lie, I cheated. Okay, there is that piece. And then let's put our front bumper. Oh, maybe we should put the grill on. Let's put the grill on first. Again, you just set it in the little debossed lines. And now we can put the bumper, and I love all the embossed details on there. All right, you can see the details on there. That's what makes it so realistic. All right, this is going to go on. Right like so. Now, I do recommend using liquid glue on this. So if you don't get something in place, at least you have a little bit of room to slide it. All right. So that is on. Then we've got this little piece that kind of goes underneath here. And maybe I should have put that piece on first, but it looks like everything's lining up. So, and this just represents underneath the car. All right, so there is that. All right, let's go ahead and do the wheels now. And again, they're going to line up real nice. Dry fit it all first. All right, so that is there. And then there's going to be a piece that will fit right like so. I did it all in black. You could have done dark gray just for the different shading and all that. Okay, so that is in place. It's all coming together. All right, then we have, let's do this piece and this piece. And that one is going to go here. Oh, so I did good with the color choice, eh, Janice? All right. I'm concentrating so much to get this on the right way. All right, so there we go. We got the front two tires done. I'm going to do that back tire. Um, all right. Look at, it's a car. It's happening, guys. It's happening. All right, now we need the centers of our tires here. So 1 and 2. If I can pick it up. All right, we're gonna get this guy here. All right, look at that. Oh, it's turning out amazing. Look, the sun is shining right on it. The sun is just beaming through my window here. But look how beautiful that is. I'm loving it. Okay, now we need the little plaque bumper, which I don't know if I cut out. Now that I'm looking, I don't know if I cut it out, which is going to be this little piece here, and it doesn't look like I, oh yeah, there it is. I lied. Okay, so that's going to go here. Okay, so the next part is going to be our lights, and I'm going to put all the lights on, and then I will worry about, what am I going to do here? Because I want to put the lights, I think I'm going to do my crocodile here. So, I don't know if I'm going to put these lights on. Do I want to put yeah, I'm going to put these lights on, and then I'll use my crocodile, I think. So let me put just the chrome pieces on. Now I'm not going to put the white pieces that I had cut on there. I think what I will do is probably cut the little overlays that go on here in vellum. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crocodile. I'm going to punch the hole in here and here for the lights. Thanks to Sherry. All right. So, oh, acetate for the windows. That would be cool as well. Oh my gosh. That would be awesome as well. Okay. So Sherry wanted lights, so we're going to do lights. So I've got my crocodile here. I cannot guarantee what is going to happen now to my car. I got something stuck in my crocodile here. There we go. We're just going to go with it, all right? We're just going to go, I think I'm going to use a little guy, the little hole, and I'm going to just poke in there. Okay. I have poked holes in there now. Oh, okay. I'm so stressed right now. My goodness. Okay. So I have two little oh, I know what those are for. Those are for the other little lights. Hang on, guys. I got to do these other little lights here so that all my pieces are done and then I'm content. All right. So these are just, I'm going to call them the running lights. I don't know if that's what they're called, but I'm going to call them, maybe they're the signal lights. I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to put the white overlays on there because I'll probably use vellum over there just to keep it consistent. Okay, all right, there we go. Our classic car is done, and I just think it looks pretty amazing. But we are going to now add lights. Okay, so let's get a background for this guy. I think I'm going to, yeah, let's go ahead with this one. This is from the Wanderlust Explorer. I had some just scraps from this. I just thought it worked with the color combination I picked. So let me just trim this down to 4, and then we'll trim it down to 5 1/4. All right. So we're just going to use this as our card panel. Okay. All right. So I have never done the twinkle lights. So here we go. No, I don't want the twinkle lights. I want the easy lights. So I showed was it last week? Last week I showed the Pear Blossom press one lights. All right, which was just you had the push button and it was just everything was connected. This one here are called easy lights. Excuse me. And let me just pull this out and I'm going to show you. This one's a little bit more complicated. I have never done this one yet. So please, please, please forgive me if you feel like I'm going all over the place with this, because we're going to get through it though. All right. So this is the 5-pack one. There's wires involved in this one, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm just going to break one apart, and very carefully I'm going to take one apart. All right. I think one of my lights is broken on here. Maybe I pulled it too much. One. Oh no, they're stuck together. All right, these are just tiny. They're super, super tiny. And you want to be careful when mine are all tangled up here. So let me just. I might just get another one because I'm going to put the battery in and then I'm going to switch it. All right, so you get the battery. You want to make sure you slide the battery in, plus and plus. All right, so battery is in, and now when I light it up, see, the one is not working, and this is going to work in my favor because I only want 2 lights. So, but one fell apart, and that was just because I pulled too much when I pulled them out. Okay, I think I'm good now. Let me push those lights. Those are the 2 that work. These are supposed to be connected here. This red and blue one here, and it looks like it is not. I bet you if I touch them together, they'll. Let me see. No, all right. Well, I'm not going to worry about this one. All right, we have 2 lights now. It's all going to work. Okay. So now we are going to position these little lights behind my. All right, so the yellow area, I don't know if you can see that. The yellow is where the light is. So I'm going to take this light here. I'm going to make sure that the yellow is pushed outwards through that hole. All right, so it's just so we want to lay it so that the yellow is showing through that hole. And then I'm going to use double-sided tape to hold that down. Okay, so first one, we have that, and then I'm just going to stick that on, and then my other light, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab that light, I'm going to stick it so it's behind that hole, and I'm just going to tape the wires. All right, so now when I flip this around and I push the button, we're all, oh, what a great idea. All right. All right, so there is our light. So this one shifted a little bit. I think I'm gonna have to just tape that up a little bit higher. So this was not my intention this evening. However, this should be a good good lesson to everyone. Is just, you don't know until you try. All right. We always have these ideas. Oh, I wonder if this would work. I wonder if that would work. You don't know until you try. So thank you, Sherry, for the idea of doing this. And look at my car just lighting up. Ah, I love it. Okay. So these extra wires, I am not too concerned about. Now we've got to kind of hide this all. And so where am I going to put my push button? Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do, okay. All right. I am going to, let's see. I can't. I'm going to be punching. I'm going to cut a hole in here so I can push my battery pack. Okay. I'm just going to do it, and then you'll understand what I'm going to do. All right. So I could probably use a die cut, but I'm not. I'm just going to stab this. All right. And just cut a little slit in here, and you'll understand why. This is going to be covered. No one's going to see this. It's going to be behind my car, but I want to be able to slide this behind. Okay. And then it's going to hide all my wires. I'm still going to pop up my vehicle. I want to be able to have the push button push here down in this area, and that's why I put the battery pack behind it. All right. Um, so let's get my car attached, and then I will have less worrisome here. So I'm going to do this with foam adhesive. I want to pop this up. Okay. Let's get this guy attached. Okay, here we go. I put that foam adhesive right on the wires there, and I didn't want it on the wires. Okay. I feel like I'm all thumbs right now. Okay, pull this, pull this. Doo -doo. All right, and let's get this car centered. Okay, and I didn't take the backing off of this. Oh, my car is now on the card. All right, so again, the lights will work. All right, so there is that. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to get this mess of this wire kind of flat on here. So I want to position this so that we're going to have the word push me here. I just don't know where my stamp set is. 1 second. Okay, I do not have my stamp set, but I'm going to find my stamp set. And Pear Tree Blossom has this great stamp set that works for their lights. It's got push me, light me up, or something to that whole, and it's got the little dies to cut the openings for the lights and such. It is a great stamp set. If you like the lights and you have the lights, make sure you get the stamp set because it's really great. It's only a $12 and it's a stamp and die set, but it's really, really good. So I'm going to have the word push here. So you have, so it's there. So I'm going to just kind of position my, I'm just going to put a little piece of tape on there for now, just to get it in place so I can tie my wires down. Um, okay. Now this mess here, I'm not too worried about what it looks like. I'm just grabbing a piece of double-sided tape and taping it down, all right? Because no one's going to see that. It's just going to lay flat behind there. All right, so now we need to have a piece of coordinating cardstock here to put this all on. So I have craft here. Will that be okay? I think it will be. So let's do craft. All right, for anyone that's joining in right now, I'm really not this scatterbrained this evening. I was just thrown a challenge to put lights on my car, so we're just going with it, and I think I'm doing okay with it. So, okay, let's go ahead and ink some edges here because it's just a little too. Where is my little ink? Okay, let's ink the edges. The good news is this is going to turn out much better than I anticipated. So that's pretty awesome. Before I attach this down, I have some rub-ons here. So why don't we just go ahead and add some rub-ons because we want to make this like just awesome. So again, these ones here are the rub-ons I'm using are from Rust and Revs 2.0. So let's see what kind of elements we can add on here. Because we're going to finish this card right till the end, everyone. So, all right, so let's do this little pennant flag here. And I like this kind of texture. Well, let's do this one down here. All right, so if you've never used rub-ons, you'll notice that I am cutting around them. This is going to be tricky because I have that battery pack on there. And then you're going to take the backing off of the release sheet, and then you can kind of place your rub-on wherever you want it, and then you're just going to use whether it be a popsicle stick. I have a rub-on tool here. I will also use my bone folder sometimes, but I don't know where my bone folder is, so I'm going to use this. So you just want to create some pressure on your rub-on. And normally you want to be on a flat surface. Mine's not so flat because I got the wires behind her, even though they're like really skinny. And then you just kind of lift it up and things should go on. All right. And it just creates some texture in the background. All right. So there is that. And then I have a little bit here. So let's put some down here. I love rub-ons. It's just a really great way to add dimension, texture. And with something like this, because it's a background one, it doesn't really matter that it goes on perfect. We've got this little splotch here, so let's put that on. All right, so there's that. And then we had this little guy. Let's put this near the top here. Oh, don't apologize. This is turning out awesome, Sherry. You know, I'm always up for a challenge. So I'm glad that you suggested this because I think not only did it make me work with those lights because I have them sitting here, I just have never done anything with them. But it's it's good to be challenged, right? So, okay, what else do I want to do here? I'm wondering if I should put a few little rub-ons onto my car. I'm gonna take this piece. I'm gonna take this piece here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to rub a little bit on this. I just want a little bit of texture on here. So I'm just going to go in. It's just going to look like it's got rust marks on there. Again, I just want some random one on there. So I'm just, oh, that did not move. I'm just adding a little bit of pressure, and whatever comes off will come off. All right. Oh, I don't want it on there. Okay. I got a little bit more here where I want. Quit while you're ahead, maybe. Again, normally we would apply this on before you had it all popped up and such, but okay, we're gonna leave it as that. I just grunged it up a little bit, all right? So I've grunged up my vehicle up a little bit. Now he looks a little rusty and not so pristine, but that's okay. It just fits the whole look of the car now. Okay, I think I'm going to call quits in terms of the rub-ons now. Now, I'm going to now put this on my card panel. Because the battery pack is there, we need to raise this up. So I'm going to grab my foam adhesives. And we are going to pop this up, all right? So I'm going to go around the perimeter and then add a little bit around the kind of battery pack there, just so that everything is kind of raised up. All right, that's not pretty, but it's okay. No one's going to see it, right? Oh my gosh, look at you and all your ideas, Sherry. Okay, first of all, I want to read Gloria. The rub-ons make a nice. Yeah, it does. I was actually worried that I was going to make a mess of the car, but it turned out good. So that was a good decision on my part. And then Sherry is saying you could use the truck and colored lights around the box of the truck. You could either use presents or a tree in the box. You could use the hunky dory snowfall acetate to look like. Yes, you could. Oh my gosh, all those great ideas. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so we are going to just layer this on now. And that's now going to give us that dimension we need. The battery pack now is not seen because we popped up that panel. And then I will find my stamp set to put push there, and we have the lights to light up now. Oh my gosh, how easy was that? So going back to these lights, they are really awesome. You just need to be gentle when you pull them apart, all right? I was not gentle. I know that going forward now, because the lights are attached by a red and a blue wire, all right? So when you pull them apart, you want to make sure that they stay intact, all right? Don't be a Brenda and pull them apart. But it worked out my benefit because I only needed two lights. So there is that. Now you could actually, if you did the third light, my intention was I was going to kind of place it behind here, and just so that it would be just, you would see like a light kind of shining out from the back, so it would be one of the tail lights that go on. But it worked in our benefit that we only needed the two lights. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I have a little sentiment here. It says, "Have a classic day." So we're going to put that on. I'm going to trim that just a little bit shorter. And again, this little saying was from the stamp sets, the stamp and die set that coordinates nicely with this. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim this down. And try not to trim off my fingers. All right. And then I'm going to ink this one because it's a little white. We're going to grunge it up a little bit. And then I'm going to find a piece of vellum. I won't do it on camera, but I'm going to find a vellum and cut the pieces that are going to go over top of this, so that it kind of just camouflages those little lights, all right? Because all I see is yellow in there, so that will camouflage it quite nicely. All right, so we're going to pop this little sentiment up. All right, I'm loving this. All right, the lights that I use are the easy lights. All right, easy lights. And you can get either a 2-pack or a 5-pack. All right. Oh, I had the cruising to say as well. I forgot. I think we need to have this. No, where am I going to? Okay, I'm going to put this down here. I love the font on the script of this one. It's really got that kind of classic. It works with the classic cars. All right, so I've just done that, and let's put a foam adhesive behind it. And let's put our cruising by to say up in the top corner and take a look. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. All right. So remember, I still have to put a little sign there that says push. So the recipient knows to push that for the headlights to go on. Oh my gosh, that's just so much fun. And I'm going to put the vellum over top of it. So the vellum pieces will be kind of these little pieces here that I cut out of the white. All right, so these were actually the pieces that kind of overlay on the headlights, but I'm going to do them in the vellum so that the lights shine through nicely, all right? And it will just camouflage those little yellow lights that are in there, the LEDs, all right? So there's that one. What's the time? 8:08. We did good. All right, so let me just bring back the truck, and I will do something with that off camera. What did I do with him? He's missing. There he is. He's in my little... All right, so there is our classic truck. We have our classic car, and then he's still wet. But you can see that the cloudiness has gone. You can see how super shiny that is for the speedometer, and I will make sure that we get that on a card front as well. But there is our classic cruising by classic cars from Spellbinders. Now, the only one I'm missing is, yes, yeah, I know. It was very sad that I heard that Brian Wilson passed today, but that would be very cool with the Beach Boys. But that's it. We're missing the muscle car, but we're sold out of that guy. But I think this is awesome. I am loving this. Loving, loving, loving this. Loving the truck. I think I need to grunge him up a little bit. All right. He looks a little too pristine because I really like the look that those rub-ons created on there. But I'll finish these guys up and put them on some simple backgrounds. And then I'll post the finished products pictures on our Facebook page tomorrow, everyone. All right. So just a couple of questions. Da, 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 da. All right. This is the stamp set, Arlene. Okay, so there is Cruising by Sentiments. All right. This is a stamp and die set. All right. So it's going to have a lot of really great masculine, like there's Happy Father's Day. Have a really great day. Cruising by to say, I like your style. Thought you could use a little pickup. All right. Some really great ones there. And it's got the dies to go with it as well. And Joanne, you're asking, will this video, saving this video for rewatching? Everything goes right to our YouTube channel. So if you're not following us on YouTube, those will always be there. All right. So we don't save our What's Up Wednesday videos. We don't upload them after. They will be here for a month on Facebook. But then go right to our YouTube channel, and all our demos are there, and they are there for good. All right. So hopefully that helps. So if you're looking for us on YouTube, it's Stamplicity Paper Arts. All right. So you can find our channel there. All right. I am very proud of myself. I'm so happy that they turned out. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sherry, for the amazing idea for our little lights here. Loving, loving, loving it. But that's it for me tonight and the Spellbinders Classic Car Collection. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And for those on the rewatch, thank you again. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.